Any computer?
Yeah, just on Windows.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so we are going to go over how to become a glide expert and what those steps are. So becoming a glide expert is a process that is not too difficult, but it does take some time. And it takes some kind of understanding how to build an app. So you do have to gain some knowledge about how to build an app in Glide, but there's some other steps too. So we're going to go over that in this meeting. And this is Raksha. She's here. And we're just going to discuss this. This was one of her questions. I think that's a great question. So I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to go over this. Okay. All right. So the first place to go is glideapps.com. So Glide homepage is where you're going to start. And we're going to just head down here under more to experts. Okay. So you can see here that there are a list of certified experts on Glide, right? Experience designing and building professional apps recommended by Glide. Currently, there's quite a few people from all over the world. Let's see, I would say there's maybe like 30 or so people here. So it's still a very, kind of a small group of people who are fully recognized by Glide as experts. So if you are able to meet all the requirements and get on this list, it's not super crowded or competitive, right? Like there's a very good chance that someone's going to contact you to help them build their app. But just to show you, so if let's say somebody wanted help from this person here, you just view their profile, and there's a button right at the top that says book a call. It shows your location, your skills and expertise, so you can highlight other areas that you're familiar with. And then on the right here are all the apps that you are listing for people to view as your portfolio. So you can click on these. Oh, this one's not working. Let's see if this one is. Okay, so this is an app that he built, and it says here, the name of it, a little description, and it's this app is in a share mode, like it's public. The security setting is on public, and you can see it's also the sharing is active, right? So so this is a great way to show people and showcase what type of apps you've been able to build, your abilities. And then some people actually activate the copying feature so people can actually copy the app and get it for free, right? So let's see here.
I mean, you have to allow the share option or the share and copy option, right?
Yeah. Yep.
As an expert.
Yep. Yeah. So this particular person has 4 apps that they're showcasing here on this page. You'll see in just a moment that the requirement is to submit a minimum of 3 apps in order to even get the certification. So we'll go over that. So let's go back to experts. And I believe it says down here how to apply. Okay, I could be wrong. Okay, yeah. So the place to find out how to become an expert is you go over to the community. See here under resources, you can go to community. And so Glide has a very active community on a separate platform here, right? So you do need to set up a login. I have done that. And if you search for Glide Expert, it's going to be one of the first things that comes up, how to become a Glide Expert. So the CEO, David, he posted back in 2019 the process, and it's pretty much been the same. So there are 4 steps, right? So the first is you create your profile on Expert Staging Glide Apps.io. So then you add Glide apps you've created to your profile and make sure that they can review them. They must be public, right? Become an active on this forum to get added as a community expert. So that's the piece that we'll talk about in a bit. And then collect 3 endorsements from people you've helped build apps and email them together as one email. Okay, so those are the basic steps. So let's head into this link here, experts.staging.glideapp.io. Okay, so this is an app Glide actually built for people to apply to become a Glide expert. So you do have to put in your login information. So I'm just going to use Google. Okay, so once you're in, it says, looks like you're not an expert yet. Please apply below. All certified experts need to be community experts first. We'll get in touch when we're next expanding the team. Okay, so it shows you who's an expert currently, and then there's a big button for how to apply to become a community expert. So when I click on that, it gives you the real details on what it takes, right? So to become a community expert, you must first earn the member badge on the community forum by doing all these steps. So you have to be active on that community forum, right? This over, where did it go? Oh, it went away. Let's see. Let me just go back to the home page, but yeah, and come back to community here. So I'm just trying to get back to that form to give you a visual, because there's a lot of different pages, right? So this is the forum, right? This is the community forum. So they want you to be really active in this community in order to get certified, right? Let's go back here. Okay, so you need to at least visit 15 days on that site. So they know what days you're visiting the site. So you need to just come over to the community. Where was that? Here. You just need to visit, right? Come in, read some articles. You can search here by, you can kind of browse different categories like help and how to, announcements, introduce yourself, showcase, tutorials. So a lot of different categories. And if you're having an issue with one of your apps, you can even submit bug issues, right? So this is a very helpful forum for troubleshooting issues you're having. So I just really encourage everyone who's trying to use Glide to, start an account here on the community and use it as an active way to troubleshoot issues, ask for help, find out how people are doing things that you might be having trouble with. So once you just start using it as a real resource, racking up 15 visits is not going to be difficult at all.
Is this now off of Facebook, or is it off of the Glide, the forum? Is it off of the Glide app, the glideapps.com?
This is a platform, and I don't know what it's called, but it's very commonly used by lots of software tools to manage a community or forum. So
Okay.
it is an official Glide, but they didn't build this forum. They're using a third party to run this thing.
How do
Yeah.
you get to the forum? Just through the
Oh,
from the
just through
first
the,
page of the page?
yeah. So if you're on the Glide website, where was I? Yeah, that's where I came from. So if I go back, see, I was on the homepage, and you just come up here to more and
Yeah,
go to
more
community.
community.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So let's go back to the requirements. So yeah, so visit for 15 days. It doesn't have to be 15 back-to-back days. It's just total. You've gone back. So if you're really trying to pursue Glide Expert status, like you could put a reminder in your phone or on your calendar, just, you know, a certain time of day every day. Hey, visit the forum, right? And you just want to get 15 days in. Okay, casting at least one like. What does that mean? So that means you came into one of these, right? Like a good one to visit is announcements.
Tutorials, announcements.
Yeah, because these are like the latest announcements from actual Glide, uh, you know, leadership and employees and stuff. So, you know, you could see here, get 20% of revenue for 12 months when someone copies your template. Like that's an official announcement from Glide. So you do want to stay up to date on what Glide is saying is the latest and greatest, you know? So yeah, let's say we came in here to the in-app filter, right? Because they're announcing, they changed something. And okay, you can now pick a column by which user will be able to filter data in the app. Oh, that's interesting. I actually didn't know that. Right, so that's awesome. So I come over here, I just press this little heart, boom, right? So when I did that, it's taking data. Like if I go over here to my profile, you know, it's logging everything I've done, like my likes, see this little heart, um,
Right.
replies I've made. So you just want to come in here and at least like one thing, just one. That's all you need for your Glide expert status, right? So casting at least one like, receiving at least one like. So that's a little tougher, right? What that means is you just want to post, you want to post something to the community that people are interested in. And you don't have to like, you know, be artificial about this, but literally if you're having an issue with your app, you have a question, just make a new topic. They generally want you to make new topics only when it's like unique, right? It hasn't already been talked about. But, you know, if you
So
have a,
you could probably search and see if the topic's available, right?
yeah, like let's say I was having trouble with, you know, like I'm trying to learn how to do APIs, right? So I go API, you know, okay, how to, it's all interesting, you know, you can go to more, but let's say it's still not exactly what you need, then just press new topic. So the screen pops up, you put in, you know, your title and make it specific, like I want to use an API that is not public. How? Something like that, right? Put it under the right category. For this one, it'd be help and how to, right? I want some help. And then you just type in your question, right? Like, how do I do this? Blah, blah, blah. And then you just press create topic. And then when you do that, it lists that question right at the top. When you go just to the main homepage, it literally will put it right up here. And then you get to see like number of replies, number of views, activity. And as people like start replying, you'll see little tiny pictures of their profile pictures here, right? So you can kind of track to see are people, you know, replying or liking. So yeah, so that one might take a little while because, you know, casting at least one like, that might take a little while. You might have to make maybe 10 posts before someone really like likes something that you said. Receiving at least one like. Oh, sorry, that's receiving at least one like. Okay, replying to at least 3 different topics. So that's pretty easy. Just find 3 topics and reply. So there's 2 different kind of replies that I've noticed. One is you're in a conversation, like you had posted a question and somebody gives you a response, right? And then you just do a follow-up, like, really? Okay, how would I do that? Can you give me more detail, more examples or something? So that's kind of the way you can reply. Or if there's already a thread going, you could come into the conversation, kind of read what's going on, and you can add to an existing conversation, right? Like, if you like what somebody said, just come over and reply and say, hey, that was awesome, great job. It doesn't have to be like you're adding, something earth-shattering. You just want to come in and, like, you could even just say, oh, that's interesting. So that one may seem difficult, but it's not too bad. Just kind of become part of these conversations. This one is a little more challenging, entering at least 20 topics. So that really means, like, you're using the community to really troubleshoot your problems and stuff. So, like, basically, I would say just don't be shy. Every time you run into some issue with your app, even if you think you know the answer, just don't be shy and post it also in the community and see, you might hear about something that you didn't know. But yeah, I would say, like, this basically means, like, you do need to be active posting topics. Reading at least 100 posts, right? So, make it part of your daily habit, and that reminder is going to be helpful, right? So, I would say, like, if you broke it down, this is like maybe you read 5 articles, 5 postings every day for 10 days, right? That's not too bad. And then this last one, spend a total of 60 minutes reading post. That's very easy, right? But it's just saying,
Yeah.
like, you can't go in there and just click around. Like, they want to know that you're sitting there and actually ingesting the information. So you can check if you've earned the badge. So this member badge, so I believe, like, all these numbers, all these statistics, right? Those are what you need to do in order for this member badge to come up. And I'll show you what a member badge, or what these badges are. So if you go to the community, I go to my profile. Here's my summary, right? Like, activity, notifications, messages, invites, badges, preferences. So if I go to badges, these are all the badges I've earned. And you'll see, as you start using the community, you'll gain these badges over time. A lot of these are first, like, oh, your first time sharing, your first like they give you a badge for doing those pretty simple things. But then as you
Right.
start really building more engagement with this, you're going to get these other badges. And so if you're not sure if you got a badge, you can come here and check. But you can see here, I did get the member badge, which is down here. I think if I click on it, yeah. So I do have the member badge. And then this last one here, make sure you add sample apps to your profile. So I've added at least 3 sample apps to my profile, right? So when you've completed all this, you check these off and you press submit, and you've submitted your application to become a Glide expert. So now when it says make sure to add sample apps to your profile, that is, I believe, I'll have to get some confirmation on this, but I believe that means your Glide account. But let me just check. So let's go back to here. I'm going back to the community and I'm going to search for Glide expert, how to become a Glide expert. So David here says, So add Glide apps you've created to your profile. Make sure we can review them. Must be public. Okay. And I'm just wondering where you add those apps. Yeah. Well,
You probably edit somewhere in your profile, I would think. Somewhere.
Well, I wonder, I think it might be in your community profile here. So let me just take a look there. Then drafts or summary. Okay, let's see. Activity, navigation message. Let's see, summary. It must be in this. Oh, wait, no, we're in the summary. Okay, preferences.
Maybe activity.
Activity. Because I know there's a place you.
If you go back to activity, what else is on the left-hand side?
Oh.
Does it say add anything?
These are just like.
Just what about down? What is okay? Download all is not. It's not it.
No. Bad. I know there's a place that you can put like a bio. Is that not here? There used to be a place. Profile picture. People can mention you. Oh, profile. Here it is.
Okay, yeah, add your website or add.
Yeah, so I think you add it to this about you. So you would add the links here.
You add the link probably in.
Yeah, I think so.
You probably share the link in there.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and just to confirm, let me see. I'm going to search for, or I'm going to see, because some of these people here are Glide experts, like this person is. Let me see. Where can I see a full profile feature? Oh, but it's not listed there. Let me just see. There's another guy. Oh, him. I know he's a Glide expert. I don't see them listed here. But I'm guessing that is what they mean. And then I think when you actually submit the application through, because I haven't done it yet, right? But I think when you submit it here, I think it's going to ask you.
I think once you probably no, well, it shouldn't.
I would, yeah.
It should let you add it and then say I've added it, right? So
yeah, I'm not sure, but
maybe in your application you've got to add it. Is what I'm thinking, and then you just have to check the box.
Yeah, like this is the application. Let me see.
Yeah, so.
But you can see David's instructions are a little different than what it says there, right? He says, like, for instance here, collect 3 endorsements from people you've helped build apps and email them together as one email to hello@glideapps.com with the subject Glide Certified Expert Application. So like.
And now then you'll probably email the links, I would think, to that email.
Yeah.
Emails and I mean like the links and the testimonials to that.
Yeah. Oh, now, yeah, or, they could be saying, like, make your app public, right, on your profile.
Yeah.
And so to do that, you would come, because maybe from their side they can see which of your apps are public, maybe? I'm not sure. But to make an app public, like let's say this was one of my apps,
Yeah, you have to go to publish and then
well, you come to privacy
privacy.
and it has to be public here. And
Ah,
that's
okay.
it. That then gives you a link that's public. And then
And you don't have to publish it?
You do, yeah, that's true. So let's say I made that public and then publish. So once you publish it, then it makes a link and then that link is available. But yeah, I can't imagine, there's got to be a way that they know which 3 apps are public. And so I would say, just to play it safe, when you submit that email to Glide, let me go back here. When you submit that email to Glide, like it says here, collect 3 endorsements from people you've helped build apps for, and email, like put in the 3 links to your apps, your public apps. And I would say also just put them in your profile here, right? So you go to summary and where was it? Preferences and profile. I would say just put it here. Yeah. And that's it. So once you submit the email and submit this, they don't automatically approve you, and there's no like set time for when they will. They call it like expanding their team. So whenever they're ready to accept more experts, they'll approve you. And I have heard of it taking months. So it's a good idea to start working on it ASAP and getting your application in as soon as you can, because it could take you just don't know how long it's going to take from there to when they actually approve.
Yeah. Have you applied?
No, and the main reason is I have apps, but they're for clients, so I would have to change them to be kind of neutral, generic, right?
Now, when you make them public, they're not necessarily, I mean, they, when they public, I mean, you can share the app, but you can't necessarily copy the app, right?
Right. To copy the app, there is this other part, sharing. Allow anyone with the link to copy the app and sheet. So you'd have to click on that.
Right.
But when you make it public without clicking this, basically it just means that
they can view it.
They can view it, yeah, like Glide, because they want to review your app and take a look at, what you did. I mean, since they're not requiring you to do the copy, that means that they're not going to be looking at how you structured it in your Google Sheet or anything like that, right? They just want to see what it looks like in the app.
Like, does it function, and is the function about,
Yeah.
Does it function how it's supposed to?
Right. Yeah. So that is pretty much it. Any questions?
No, I think that's pretty straightforward.
Okay. Yeah, and just again, you just come here to the community, you got to start your profile, and then just search for Glide Expert. The instructions are all here. So if you're ever wondering, it's all there. And then we are having Glideathons right now, which are several weeks that we meet as a community to build apps together. So that's a great way to learn how to build an app. And we actually give access to the app to people who want to participate. And so we build these apps together, and they could be used to submit for your Glide Expert if you modify them, but you in order to get a copy of the app, you do need to be helping us build it. We're just not, giving away copies to everyone. So yeah, that's a great way to, work on building apps and building your portfolio so you have something to submit for your Glide expert status. And then other than that, definitely I would say just keep building apps. Like the more apps you build, the more you're going to learn anyways. So I just say just keep building apps. And then just keep in mind like which ones you want to use to submit for your Glide expert application. And you do want to make sure when you make those, use dummy emails for your profile page, right? Like don't use personal information because it is going to be public. And just make them, but you want to put in enough like data in there so that it's usable, right? Like you're showing different things, but yeah, so that's the process. Hope that's helpful.